Welcome back, everybody, to another courageous conversation with Sin and Sam. Today is a big day for Sin. She has her book launch party happening at her restaurant, and she's got the radio coming. Sin, tell us what's going on today.
It's a really big day, Sam. It is the day I have been waiting for 2 months. It is book launch day. My book, I got it yesterday in my hot little hand. You Can Do Hard Things finally came yesterday. I'm having a big celebration today. It's not only my book launch, but it's my 3-year anniversary of owning Homerun Pizza. I have worked here. Yeah, I have worked here for 16 years. It's been open 18, and I have been serving for 13 years, and I've owned it for 3. So it has been quite the journey.
That is so powerful. It's so beautiful. And I love that, you have quite a few hundred people planning to come through today, which is so exciting because not only are you a staple in your hometown and to us virtually, this is really an opportunity for you to hug and touch all the people who have watched you blossom in the last few years to really step into this powerful, courageous place that you are now. And I know for me, in the last 2 years that we've known each other, you have absolutely stepped into such a powerful sense of self and well-being and being that catalyst and conduit for others to know and trust that it does take hard work. But when you dig deep, there's something at your core that needs to come out.
It is absolutely an amazing feeling. And that is why I wrote the book. I wrote the book because I wanted to share with everyone my experience and how I got to be a confident businesswoman who will share and lead other people to do exactly the same thing. I'm not going to say it's simple because it's not necessarily simple, but it's so doable. And I believe that I say things and do things not to impress you, Doug Volsky said this, but to impress upon you so that you know that you can do it too. You can do hard things. Can I show my book?
Yes, please. And can we have a little excerpt?
Oh, okay. So here's my book. Look, we look the same. It's so funny to me. It's a little surreal. We had 2 things to just share just a little bit about the cover. So the word "you" is capitalized, but and I got some feedback. Other people wanted me to say "can," and they want that to be capitalized to emphasize on that. But my journey and what I believe and what I've been sharing with everybody is it's really all about you. Like, if you don't do the work, if you don't take the time, things will not happen the way you want them to. You have to believe in yourself. So at the last minute, I kept looking at things, and my slides now, because I did a whole bunch of marketing slides, they say "can" in capital letters, but the book title and on the cover, it says you can do hard things, because that was the emphasis for me. And some people really were like, well, is that really what you want? And I was like, yes, that's what I want to do. It's my first book, and it's a journey of, it really is being proactive with your growth and not reactive with your life. I say a little part in the book. I'll read just a little note if you'd like from a note from the author, because I say, I said, I'll read the first 2 paragraphs. I want to start out with a huge thank you for purchasing this book. No matter what your reason, you have a desire to be better, whether it's in your personal, your professional, or your financial life. You have a desire to do more, and I couldn't be happier for you. The quote, I start every chapter with an I believe statement or a quote. And the quote that I started with on my note from the editor is, you can have more than you've got because you can become more than you are. And that is Jim Rohn. If you're thinking, who is this chick? Let me introduce myself. My name is Cynthia Kahi, and I'm a mom of 3, a restaurant owner, a realtor, and an inspired entrepreneur. I wasn't born with an enormous amount of visible talent, but I was born with the innate ability to be resilient, with a passion to grow and bring joy to all I meet. I'll read this last line. Through my self-development journey this past year, I discovered my talent is to be a contagiously optimistic leader. And then I felt like some of the things that I say in the book, I didn't go to any school. I'm not a doctor. I don't have any special degrees. You know, some people are coaches. I'm not a coach. I literally am taking tips and tricks that I have learned along the way from coaches, from mentors, from my community, and just telling you what worked for me. And I sit here thinking to myself, you can do hard things. It all starts with you, and you have to believe in yourself. And that's my biggest reason for writing the book, is that I truly just wanted to share the fact that you can do it. You can do hard things.
Yeah, it's really, really powerful. And again, I've witnessed, as you know, you're a voracious reader. You've always got multiple books in front of you. You're attending live events. You're constantly on, different training opportunities to really fine tune and hone this awakening that you're sitting in. You know that you have so much to offer and so much to give, and you do the good work every single day, and you hold yourself accountable, and it really does matter. When you hold yourself to account and raise your hand every time you need someone else to do it with you, right? That with you part is really important.
Mm-hmm. It took me a long time, and somebody made a comment to me the other day. Thought process. Sorry, it was all processing. So I talk about you a lot. So me, some people might think that I'm selfish, because I believe if you want something, it has to come from you. When you say things like we and have a handout, but it has to start with you wanting to do it. You have to say, I need help. You have to say, I need to put one foot in front of the other. You have to say, I'm going to hold myself accountable, or ask somebody else for help in an accountability group. I think accountability is absolutely crucial. So the comment was, basically, I was selfish. I bet on me. If it's to be, it's up to me. You can do hard things. Those are all, there is no I can't. Those are all things about me. But if it doesn't come from me first, I learned that you can't move the needle. You can't get to where you want to be unless you do the work. You have to start it. So that, again, is why I put the emphasis on you, because I think that it all starts with you. And then my thought process was, I learned in the last GSD boot camp that, I think it was Carlos Reyes who said it, it's not selfish, it's selfless. Because yes, you're doing it to better yourself, but if you don't grow you, then you can't be the best version of yourself for everyone else around you. And that's the part that I truly, truly want everybody else to know. Don't just live life day to day. Be proactive with your growth and be the best version of yourself, so you can give the best version of yourself to the world.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the comment you received about selfishness, this is something that a lot of us don't face in our lives. We always, go back to, take care of yourself first if you're in a plane, but it doesn't happen at the core of our nature in the rest of our lives, unless you've intentionally enacted it into your world, right? We're not raised to think of ourselves first in a lot of society. And I think it's one of the first lessons that my mentor gave me at 18, 19 years old. He's like, Sam, I see that you want to change the stripes of your family, the generational wealth of your family, but you need to figure out how to be selfish. And he had a decently long discussion with me about it. You need to dig deep on this. You need to understand what it means to put yourself first. Now, I did not follow his great expertise in that. It took me a long time to find my way back to the knowingness that he was trying to gift me, a decade prior. We are so stubborn sometimes, but it's important work to do. Right. It really is important work to do, to understand that selfishness is your greatest gift to the world. Truly, truly, because when you take care of yourself, your natural inclinations, your natural gifts will shine. They will shine through. They will be at the ready for you to gift into others.
Yep.
Until we take that responsibility and we say, I need to hone my craft. I need to, you know, dig through my demons. I need to work on myself. Then we can share. Until then, you never know what's going to peek through the cracks, what's going to hang you up inadvertently.
And
Right.
you know, you've shared your story in a couple of different conversations that we've had. And I truly think that it's not earth shattering, right? The book I wrote is just sharing. And I think that people don't hear it enough. And that's
Mm,
part of the reason, like you said, we are taught that selfish is bad, right?
mm,
If you're being selfish, you're not sharing, you're not giving to other people, then you're taking it all for yourself. But again, if we don't start with you, then who are you giving to the world? That's part of it also, is actually truly finding who you are. Um, there is so my book is actually a little workbook. So at the end of every chapter, you have a question, and to answer the question and then to do a little bit of work, because
mm,
I know that people buy a book and then sometimes they don't read it. Anthony Trucks calls it shelf esteem.
mhm,
You buy the book and then you put it on the shelf. So you never really get out of it what you should get out of it.
mhm,
At the end of the very first chapter, it's the most important question that you can ask yourself. And it's, what do you want? And I give all the categories, but just like you said, I put a quote at the end and it says, sit with it, sit with it, sit with it. Even though you want to run, even when it's heavy and difficult, even though you're not quite sure of the way through, healing happens by feeling. And I put that there especially because you have to know what you want. If you don't know what you want, you won't have the clarity. If you ask yourself the hard questions and you're truly honest with yourself, I use the term, don't sugarcoat it. Don't
mm.
sugarcoat it. Don't think about what other people want. Think about truly what you want inside. Who do you want to be? What do you want to give the world? And it's a hard question. It's just a really hard question. And I don't think that people ask us enough, because it goes along with, you're being selfish. What do you want? But it's really important. It's really important.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, you definitely have a way with asking probing questions and having the sentiment to sit in the the good work that needs to be done attached to that question. I think that's one of the beautiful gifts I've seen in you, is that you have a way of viewing how somebody else maybe is moving, because you can anchor it to something that you've worked through personally.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And I continually say in my community, like, it takes one to know one, right? Like, my darkness gifted me the ability to see darkness in others. And now that I am taking full ownership of that contribution I can make,
Mm-hmm.
now it's not just seeing somebody, it's saying, okay, I can reach down, help pull them forward, or be the catalyst just for them to sit in their own awareness. Right. One of the great things that I do is just hold space. And I think that I think that's why it's so powerful that you hit on the probing questions. My dear friend Carol hits on the probing questions, and then also just that holding space and allowing people to be seen, right? Like, through our own self-reflection, if we're
Mm-hmm.
willing to put it out in the forefront and allow other people to learn from our lessons, that is a great gift. That is truly a great gift. And that's why I think the conversationality of your book, the accessibility of your book, is so powerful and going to be so transformative, because it's accessible. It's not ethereal. It's in
Mm-hmm.
you. And it's like a reflection in a mirror. You're like, of course. Oh my gosh. How did I not ask that question of myself sooner? How did I not sit here and journal this before? How did I not sit here and just take it in? Right.
Mm-hmm.
And that's, I think, what's going to come through this movement, this book, this whole community curation that you're building. I mean, if I'm allowed to pour my visionary into you again, I just see such a giant movement. I'm such a big supporter of yours. I love your transparency. I love your courage. I love your bootstrapping as well, right? Like, you have a vision that's undeniable and accessible. You share it so clearly that, of course, we just say, of course, of course.
Um, Another thing is I almost, you know, the clarity part, I never knew I was going to write a book. I never knew I was going to write a book. But the exposure to the community that I have and additional communities, I'm trying to think of the quote he says you have a song to sing and a world to hear it, I believe is what it's Coach Burt. And that what songs are really powerful to me. I don't watch TV. I use a lot of quotes, but people say for creativity, I use songs. I love music. And it just kind of hit me. It's just a simple statement.
Mm,
But in that community, in that circle, somebody giving me the ideas to say, I do have a song to sing.
mm,
I'm just sharing. I'm not an authority on it, but I can tell you from real life experience that it works.
yeah,
And that was the biggest thing that I said in the book. I
yeah,
don't want you to find out at 39 when I did. I want you
yeah,
to read the book earlier. I want you to figure
yeah,
it out. I want somebody to be that person that goes, yes, you can. Yes, you can. Because
mm,
so many times we hear, no, we can't. So many times somebody will give us a reason not to do it. And we'll take that little light that we had and we'll put it back in. And
mm.
we'll put it back in because, oh, we don't want to do too much. Oh, we don't want to shine too bright. So
Ooh, that is a topic for another day. I would love for you to go deep on your thoughts of shining your light too bright or the waiting period before you decide to take ownership of who has the control box, right? So many of us wait for somebody else to give us the accolade or to give us the
yep,
validation or to give us the okay.
yep.
And I think what is so powerful about stepping into your own is that once you take back the ownership of your life, when you step into the lead actor in your own movie, when you sit in the director chair of your own movie, when you know the tools that you have at your access and you actually utilize them, it changes the game. There's no more going back. You have your reserves, you have that toolbox. Yeah.
That statement right there, it changes the game. Like literally made my heart go. It really did. My heart just burst because it is truly a game changer. When you come into who you are and you figure out what you want and you have the clarity, it is absolutely a game changer.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Wow. Final thoughts as we wrap up. It's a big day for you, book launch day. You've got everyone coming through the restaurant. I've posted the link to Amazon for everybody to pick up a copy of their book. I
Thank
posted a
you.
few of our dear friends who have shared a quote of what it means to them to know you. And tell us some final thoughts, anything to wrap up this incredible day.
Believe in yourself. It, so many times people take little things from us. And like I said, it kind of pushes your light down. But if you believe in yourself and you tell yourself self-affirming, right, affirmations, you can absolutely do anything you set your mind to. Absolutely anything.
Wow, incredible. I'm so incredibly blessed to have held a little bit of time with you on this big day. And I honor and support you. I'm so proud of you. I almost burst into tears several times just hearing the words that you wrote in your book and then having them spoken loud here today. I truly, I couldn't be happier right now. I just feel so lifted. So thank you for doing everything that you do. Thank you for being you. Thank you for being that catalyst in your community. You're such a gift.
You make my heart burst. I appreciate all of your encouragement and kind words and seeing something in me doing these conversations and these interviews for other people to see. Um, I appreciate that opportunity. So thank you so much, Sam.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful. Well, for everybody tuning in, we will be together again next week and for the next few weeks to come. So many more powerful, courageous conversations to be had between the two of us. We're both growing, amplifying, and going after brand new facets of our lives. So we are doing it live in real time for all of you to see. Please drop your questions. Let us know anything you'd like for us to talk about. We are open books.
Yes, that's good. Thank you so much, Sam.
Of course.